Hello, it's me, Tracy Blehm with Lazia Mind Body Health and the Ignite Your Life Systems. And today's spark, we're going to be talking about, is your need to be needed causing your overwhelm? So what am I referring to, or what am I talking about? What I'm referring to is sometimes we put ourselves in these positions where everyone comes to us for everything. And a lot of times in leadership, we talk about this in regards to empowering people or enabling them to make wise choices. But what happens is if we haven't got a clear vision of what we want to create and where we want to go, what will happen is all of a sudden we have this big chunk of space and then everybody's off doing their own thing. And nobody needs us. So then we get a kind of a little moody. So then we have to kind of pull it back a little bit, pull it back in so that we can be needed. But then we get ourselves back into that cycle of nobody will make a choice without you. Nobody will be proactive. Nobody will do anything. And then we're overwhelmed and then we get to complain that we can't get to what we need to get to because there's too much to do. So when you get really hyper clear on this is what I'm creating, these are the steps I need to take to create it, and everything else that comes at me that truly needs me, I need to put a system in place for that. So for example, I have at home where my children make their own lunches for school. They leave them on the counter and I verify, right? That's my system, which means they don't need me to prep their lunches. If we are planning a family trip, then my husband's a planner. He can spend hours searching out the hotels and the tour. He loves that. I don't. I like to go, where are we going? Suitcase is packed. Do I need a bathing suit or not? And away we go. But I plan dog care, this and that. So I actually need him to plan the vacation. He needs me to handle packing, puppy care, all of that kind of stuff. So it works well. So I don't need to be needed in that instance. So there's a very distinct difference. Needing to be needed would be, for example, when I ran my clinic where team members would come to me with every problem under the sun. And 90% of them were never about work. It was always about personal, and I would answer it. I would help them with it. I would work with them on it. So that's where I was needing to be needed by them. And then that time, I actually tracked it one week, and then I brought it up in a staff meeting as an awareness of what I was choosing. It was 15 hours that I gave away that week during business hours, during my work hours, to non-essential questions and assistance. So these were things like, my boyfriend broke up with me, or, so-and-so was mean to me, or blah, blah. Like, it was non-essential. It didn't actually truly affect what was going on at work. But those 15 hours, I had to make up. I still had to get my job done. I was the owner. And if I didn't get the work done, there was no business. So then that's where the overwhelm kicked in. That's where that story kicked in, that there was never any time for me because they needed me. So my question to you is, where in your life are you creating the need to be needed that's creating the overwhelm and the stress and the fatigue that's preventing you from creating your life with ease? And everywhere you're not willing to choose the ease and get rid of that, will you destory and delete it? Yes, that was a sneaked in clearing statement for you. So again, just take a really good look at, is my overwhelm being created by my needing to be needed? And what can I do to shift, change, or heal that? So hopefully this spark inspired you to take a good look, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.